Alara, a reclusive witch, discovers an ancient journal buried in her ancestor's tomb as the summer solstice begins. The first page ominously counts down 7 days. When her reflection fades in the mirror, she realizes the curse is real. Spectral raven, Corvus, appears, speaking in riddles about her family's dark pact. The journal's first clue, a map of constellations, leads her to a forgotten library. As she deciphers star patterns, ink swirls into a warning.
Beware the hollow veil.
Guided by the map, Alara enters the Hollow Veil, a realm between worlds. Here, she encounters Lysandra, a rival witch who covets the journal's power. A chase ensues through shifting labyrinths, but Corvus helps Alara escape. The journal reacts to her blood, revealing a poem.
Seek the roots where memory sleeps.
Flashbacks hint at Alara's mother, who vanished trying to break the curse. Lysandra's taunts echo.
Your name dies with your secrets.
Alara visits her family's abandoned estate and unearthing a locket with her mother's portrait. The journal's next clue, a melody, summons the ghost of her grandmother Seraphine, trapped in the estate's piano. Seraphine reveals the curse began when Alara's ancestor betrayed a guardian spirit. To atone, Alara must collect 4 elemental relics. The first, an earthbound amulet, lies in a nearby sacred grove, now guarded by Lysandra's thorny familiars men. In the grove, Alara confronts illusions of her deepest fears, losing her magic, becoming nameless. The journal's pages fill with self-doubts, but Corvus urges her onward. She retrieves the amulet, awakening the grove's spirit, who tests her worth. A vision shows her mother sacrificing herself to delay the curse. The spirit gifts a water relic, whispering,
The next trial lies where waves meet flame.
Lysandra ambushes Alara, stealing the earth amulet. Posing as a noble, Alara infiltrates a solstice masquerade in a coastal city to find the fire relic. She allies with Marcellus, a charming historian who deciphers the journal's coded ball invitations. At midnight, the journal reveals the relic hidden in a lighthouse, but Marcellus betrays her, revealing he's Lysandra's pawn. Alara escapes with the fire relic, only to find Corvus injured. Lysandra has the earth and water relics. The journal warns,
3 relics summon the storm.
Alara races to the stormy cliffs to claim the final relic, a wind-bound dagger. The guardian spirit demands a sacrifice. Her voice mute, she battles Lysandra, who merges the relics to control the curse's power. A flashback reveals Lysandra is Alara's half-sister, scorned by their family. Alara reclaims the relics but loses the dagger. The journal's last page awakens.
Speak your true name at the solstice's peak or become ash.
At the solstice ritual, Lysandra unleashes the curse, tearing reality. Alara, guided by Seraphine's spirit, realizes the journal is a prison for the ancestral guardian. To break the curse, she must sever the bloodline's guilt. Using the relics, she channels the elements into the dagger, but Lysandra strikes. Alara sacrifices the journal, erasing her family's magic but freeing the guardian. With her voice reclaimed, she whispers,
I am Alara Vey and I choose my name.
The curse shatters. Alara wakes nameless but free, her magic gone. In the ruins, she finds Lysandra, now mortal and repentant. The raven Corvus transforms into the guardian spirit, offering a new journal.
Your story begins anew.
As the coven rebuilds, Alara pens her first entry.
Magic is not in the name, but the heart.
Alara grapples with her newfound mortality, struggling to lead the coven without her magic. The blank pages of the Guardian's journal taunt her, while distrust simmers among coven members toward Lysandra. Corvus, now in human form, warns of tremors in the Hollow Veil, a consequence of the shattered curse. A cryptic symbol glows in the journal.
Embers ignite in shadows.
Spirits from the Hollow Veil besiege the coven, demanding restitution for the broken curse. Alara and Lysandra reluctantly ally to negotiate, uncovering a pact their ancestors made with the Veil's rulers. The journal reveals a map to a hidden archive of forbidden spells. Lysandra's hunger for power resurfaces as she secretly pockets a relic. A mysterious witch named Thalia arrives, claiming to be Alara's cousin from a disowned branch of the family. She challenges Alara's leadership, revealing a prophecy.
The nameless witch shall drown in flame.
Flashbacks expose Thalia's mother, who was exiled for practicing dark magic. The coven splits, forcing Alara to prove her worth without relics or spells. The hollow veil fractures, releasing shadow creatures into the mortal world. Alara and Lysandra venture back into its labyrinths, where Lysandra confesses she kept the Earth relic. They confront a manifestation of their mother's ghost, who warns of a
Storm born from the guardian's lie.
Corvus vanishes, leaving a feather stained with blood. The journal's pages finally awaken, guiding Alara to a sealed temple housing the wellspring of raw magic. To access it, she must sacrifice a memory. Lysandra offers her own, but Thalia intervenes, stealing the journal. Alara realizes the font is corrupted, its power tied to the Guardian's original prison. Corvus reappears, revealing he manipulated events to reclaim his full power from the journal. Thalia allies with him, seeking vengeance for her mother's exile. Alara rallies the coven, using Lysandra's stolen relic to forge a temporary bond with the Veil's spirits. The journal's final message warns.
The guardian's heart is the key and the lock.
Corvus merges with the Font of Echoes, threatening to drown the world in ancient magic. Alara confronts him in the Veil, armed only with her mother's locket and Lysandra's Earth relic. She sacrifices the journal to sever Corvus's tie to the font, erasing her last link to the past. Thalia, realizing Corvus's betrayal, sacrifices herself to destabilize the font. The coven's combined will seals the Veil, restoring balance. Alara stands in the ashes of the temple, the coven bruised but united. Lysandra relinquishes the relics, vowing to atone. The Earth relic blooms into a tree, a symbol of renewal. Alara burns the Guardian's journal, declaring,
Our power is our choice, not our blood.
Corvus, now mortal, departs with a nod of respect.
Day 1, we begin again.
The coven celebrates the Earth relic's rebirth as a tree, but Alara notices its leaves are withering overnight. A cryptic symbol, a serpent coiled around the tree, appears carved into the bark. That night, coven members report hearing whispers in their sleep. Lysandra discovers her stolen Earth relic shard glowing violently, and Corvus, now mortal, vanishes after muttering.
The Veil never forgets.
The journal's ashes swirl into a warning.
The roots remember.
A stranger arrives. Vera, a witch claiming to be Alara's mirror twin from a fractured timeline in the Hollow Veil. She reveals the coven's peace to stabilize the Veil, creating rogue reflections of themselves. Vera demands Alara's surrender.
One of us must die to seal the fracture.
Suspense peaks as coven members begin encountering their own doppelgangers, each more corrupted than the last. Lysandra's double corners her, hissing.
You'll always crave power.
Alara and Vera reluctantly ally to enter the Veil, where they find Corvus imprisoned by the Echo Queen, a primordial entity feeding on fractured timelines. Flashbacks reveal Corvus once made a pact with her to spare Alara's life as a child. The Echo Queen offers a deal: sacrifice Vera to restore balance. Meanwhile, Lysandra battles her double, who nearly strangles her, before whispering,
We're the same. You'll want to finish the job.
The coven's doppelgangers infiltrate their ranks, sowing paranoia. Alara returns from the Veil, but Vera secretly stays behind, swapping places with her double. Suspicion erupts when the Earth relic tree bleeds black sap, poisoning the land. A coven member is found dead, clutching a shard of mirror with Alara's reflection smirking in it. Lysandra, cornered by accusations, nearly confesses to hiding the relic shard, until the real Alara arrives, exposing Vera's deception. The Echo Queen's power grows, warping the Veil into a labyrinth of memories. Alara and Vera confront her in a hall of mirrors, each reflection a moment of Alara's guilt, her mother's death, Lysandra's betrayal. The queen offers Vera a choice: join her and rule the Vale, or die a martyr. Vera hesitates, then stabs Alara, stealing her face. Lysandra, wielding the relic shard, arrives too late. The coven watches in horror as Alara declares,
The Vale will feast on your doubt.
Vera, posing as Alara, sabotages the coven's rituals, accelerating the Vale's corruption. The real Alara, left for dead in the Vale, is rescued by Corvus, who reveals his mortal form is failing.
The Queen's victory will unmake all timelines.
Together, they rally rogue reflections loyal to Alara. Meanwhile, Lysandra notices Alara avoids touching the Earth Relic Tree, a flaw in Vera's disguise. In a tense showdown, Lysandra smears the tree's black sap on Vera, burning her true form. The coven storms the Vale, battling corrupted reflections. Alara faces the Echo Queen, who taunts her with visions of Lysandra's death and Corvus's betrayal. The Queen's weakness? She's a reflection of Alara's own buried rage. To defeat her, Alara must absorb the Queen into herself, risking her sanity. Lysandra sacrifices the relic shard to destabilize the Queen, screaming,
I choose to be better.
As the Vale collapses, Alara embraces the Queen, their merged scream echoing through time. The Coven awakens in a world where the Vale is sealed, but at a cost. Corvus is gone, his final act anchoring the timelines. The Earth Relic Tree blooms anew, its fruit bearing faces of the fallen. Vera, now mortal and amnesiac, tends to it, whispering apologies. Alara's reflection remains slightly altered, a flicker of the Queen's cunning in her eyes. She opens a new journal, its first entry.
Day 1. Trust the cracks, they let in the light.
The Coven rebuilds, but the Earth Relic Tree's roots now writhe like serpents at night. Alara dismisses it as residual magic until a farmer brings a withered crop infused with venomous thorns. Vera, still tending the tree, finds a scroll in its roots, written in the Echo Queen's hand.
The serpent's fang pierces time.
That night, Alara dreams of a primordial forest where a massive serpent devours stars. She wakes to find her journal entry rewritten.
You welcomed the storm, now meet the storm's maker.
A cult emerges in a nearby village, worshipping a serpent deity they call Mithra. Their leader, Kale, bears a scar matching the tree's serpent symbol. Lysandra infiltrates the cult, discovering they're harvesting venom from the thorns to purify non-magical humans. Alara confronts Kale, but he smiles, revealing teeth filed to fangs.
Your tree is our altar, its roots are her tongue.
The Coven returns to find Vera missing, and the tree's trunk split open, oozing black blood. Vera reappears, her amnesia replaced with frenzied visions of Mithra's rise. She leads Alara to a cave, etched with murals of witches being consumed by the serpent. One mural depicts Alara's ancestors striking a deal with Mithra before the Guardian Corvus existed. Lysandra finds Kale's cult performing a ritual with the Earth Relic Tree's venom, chanting,
From ash fang, from blood scale.
Alara's reflection in the venom pool shifts into the Echo Queen, who whispers,
You didn't win. You replaced me.
The Coven's magic begins to mutate. Spells sprout thorns, potions boil into venom. Lysandra confesses she's been hearing Mithra's voice in her dreams, urging her to shed her guilt. Alara and Vera enter the tree's roots, descending into a subterranean temple where Mithra's skeletal remains lie coiled around an obsidian altar. A ghostly version of Corvus appears, revealing he bound Mithra's spirit centuries ago, but the Echo Queen's death broke the seal. To reforge it, Alara must drink Mithra's venom and survive. Alara drinks the venom, triggering visions of Mithra's origin, a primordial force of chaos imprisoned by the first witches. The venom grants her temporary power over the cult's thorns, but it's corrupting her body, scaling her skin. Kale kidnaps Lysandra, offering her as a sacrifice to complete Mithra's resurrection. The Coven storms the ritual, but Mithra's spirit possesses Vera, who hisses,
You carved your name in bones. Now I'll wear it.
Mithra Vera, unleashes a wave of venomous storms, transforming villagers into serpentine thralls. Alara, half transformed, battles her in the temple, using her scaled arm to shatter the obsidian altar. Lysandra breaks free, seizing Kale's ritual dagger and stabbing her own hand to bleed on the altar. A counter-ritual of tainted blood. The temple collapses as Nithra's spirit detonates from Vera's body, screaming,
You are all my children. You will always hunger.
The coven escapes the collapsing temple, but Alara's corruption spreads. Lysandra proposes a final gamble. Channel Nithra's venom into the earth relic tree, using it as a prison. Alara hesitates. The tree is sentient, and it screams as they bind the venom into its roots. The tree petrifies, its branches snapping into fangs, but the land stabilizes. Vera, dying from Nithra's possession, gives Alara a vial of her own blood.
The venom's cure, and its key.
The coven buries Vera beneath the petrified tree, now a twisted monument. Alara's scales recede, but her eyes remain serpentine gold. Lysandra burns Kale's cult markings into her own arm as a reminder.
We carry the venom now. We don't let it be us.
Corvus's face, alive, aged, and whispering.
She's waiting.
Alara's serpentine eyes grant her visions of a cloaked figure poisoning the petrified tree's roots. The coven discovers villagers sleepwalking to the tree, carving serpent sigils into their skin. Corvus reappears, aged and weary, claiming he's hunted Nithra's remnants across timelines. He urges Alara to use Vera's blood vial to
Purge the venom forever.
resist. Lysandra resists, her cult mark scars burning near him. Corvus helps the coven rebuild their sanctum, but his presence warps their spells. Warding runes twist into serpent shapes. Alara confides in him about her visions, and he guides her to a cleansing ritual, using the blood vial. Suspicion mounts when Lysandra finds Corvus's journal hidden in the ruins, its pages filled with sketches of Alara as a serpent queen. The final entry.
The venom is not her curse, it's her birthright.
Alara drinks Vera's blood, temporarily restoring her humanity. But the cure backfires. The petrified tree bleeds anew, and sleepwalking villagers collapse in seizures. Corvus vanishes, leaving a note.
You needed to remember what you're fighting for.
Lysandra tracks him to a cave where murals depict Alara's ancestor not as Nithra's victim, but as her vessel. Alara's visions intensify, showing her ancestor merging with Nithra to end the ancient war. Corvus confronts her, revealing the truth. He didn't bind Nithra. He empowered her through the bloodline. The serpent curse was never broken, it was diluted. Alara's mother discovered this and tried to sever the lineage, prompting Corvus to orchestrate her death. Lysandra overhears and attacks him, but he disarms her with a whisper.
You crave power as much as she does.
Corvus kidnaps Lysandra, using her cult-marked blood in a ritual to resurrect Nithra's physical form. Alara pursues him to the petrified tree, now cracking open to reveal a massive serpent skeleton. Corvus's final twist. Alara's ancestor willingly became Nithra's host to save her people.
You were born to finish her work.
He says, offering her the honor of rebirth. Lysandra breaks free, but Nithra's spirit forces her to her knees. Alara refuses Corvus, so he merges with Nithra's skeleton himself, transforming into a serpentine titan. The coven battles the corrupted earth relic tree as it uproots, devouring villagers. Lysandra, desperate, slashes her marked arm and smears blood on Alara's eyes, triggering a vision. The original ritual required 2 witches, one to host Nithra, one to seal her.
You're the vessel, I'll be the cage.
You're the vessel, Lysandra says. Alara and Lysandra perform a twin ritual. Alara channels Nithra into herself, while Lysandra uses her cult-marked blood to bind the serpent's spirit into her own body. Corvus, horrified, begs Alara to stop.
She's not strong enough.
Lysandra's body petrifies mid-ritual, her final smile etched in stone. Alara, now merged with Nithra's power, collapses the cavern on Corvus. The coven arrives to find only silence and Lysandra's statue gripping a scroll.
Tell them I finally got it right.
Alara's serpentine eyes glow as she leads the coven, Nithra's voice a whisper in her mind. She plants Lysandra's statue in the sanctum, its stone hand curled around a vial of her own blood.
You were always the better witch. Her sacrifice was a key, not a lock.